Hey guys, this week we're going to be making a dog bowl stand. Stick around. Hello and welcome to this week's edition of BS with AJ. As I said before, this week we're going to be making a dog bowl stand, but we're going to be using pallet wood. This is my entry into the 2018 Pallet Upcycle Challenge put on by Simply Wooden Creations. So let's go ahead and grab a pallet and get started. Alright guys, here's my pallet. It's an oak pallet, and the first thing we have to do is go ahead and tear it apart and separate the good wood from the bad wood. Let's get started on that now. Alright, and here's the majority of the pieces here that we have after breaking down our pallet. Now, a lot of them have cracks and things in them, and a lot of imperfections, but you're going to have that a lot with pallets unless you have almost brand new ones. Now, we do have some 2x laying there on the ground that has a bunch of nails still left in them. Now, we will be taking those out and setting them aside for another project, but for this project, we're going to be sticking with all these right here. Now, like I said, they do have cracks and imperfections in them, but this is mainly going to be for decorative purposes, so it's not going to matter that much. Alright, we have two of our better looking pieces that we're going to use for the top of this dog bowl holder. And first things first, we're going to go ahead and cut these in half because they're 40 inches long right now and I want them to be 20. So we're going to go ahead and cut two of these right in half, and we're going to use three of them for the top part. So let's get started on that now. Now, to try and get slightly straighter edges so that way they look better when they set together here, we're going to go ahead and set this table saw at 3 1/4 inches, and we're going to slowly trim off just a little bit at a time so that way we have a little bit of a straighter edge. It doesn't have to be perfect for this project, but a little bit straighter would be better. So let's go ahead and do that now. Now, as you can see, once you butt all these together, they fit a lot nicer together. So, all right, now we're going to go ahead and rip down this extra 20-inch piece that we had left over. We're going to go ahead and rip it directly in half, and we're going to use that as a trim piece around the top. All right, now we're going to go ahead and cut another piece down to 10 3/4. That's going to be our border for the two sides. Alright, then now we're going to go ahead and cut two more pieces 9 inches long for support pieces for the bottom. We're going to go ahead and rip those in half also. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and put our supports on the back side of our top piece. We have the outer ones about a 1/2 inch from the edge. And we have this one dead center in the middle here. You don't want to get in the way of where you're going to cut the hole for your bowl to sit. So what you do now, we're going to go ahead and line these up, make sure they're nice and square, make sure there's no gaps between them. We're going to put just a little dab of glue on these, and we're going to use some number 8 by 1 inch screws to hold these down. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and attach our side pieces here. As you can see, there's a little bit of bow in them, so we're going to go ahead and take some clamps and clamp it on here. We're going to dab a little bit of glue on here. We'll clamp it in place, and then we're going to use a staple gun to actually staple that together. We're going to do the two sides here first, the two long sides, and once we get done with that, we'll come ahead and do the two shorter sides that we have cut here as well. Alright, so we went ahead and found the center point between each support here, and we transferred that dimension to the front side here. So we have 6 1/4 from each edge and 5 1/4 from the outside edges. Alright, now what we're going to do is go ahead and cut a 5 3/4 inch circle. So we set our pair of dividers at 2 7/8. We'll put it right here in the center. And we'll go ahead and mark it out. Now you can probably barely see that. That's actually made in pencil here. But I've got that circle there, and I'm going to go ahead and drill a hole and cut it out with my jigsaw. Alright, now that we have our holes cut out, we're going to go ahead and cut 4 more pieces that are 6 inches long, and then we're going to rip them in half at a 45-degree angle to make our feet. Alright, so now we're going to take those pieces that we just ripped at a 45-degree angle here. We're going to turn them to where we make a 90-degree leg here. So we're going to go ahead and put some glue in between here. We'll put some between the boards here. We'll go ahead and put them all together like this, and we're going to staple them into place and let that glue dry. And we're going to go ahead and do this to all 4 legs, and then we'll be done with it. Alright guys, well here's our final product. I hope you enjoyed this week's video. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and consider supporting BS with AJ on Patreon so we can do bigger and better projects for you guys. I'll see you next week.